Welcome to D2P, Lazy Watch Lazy Read, where emotional and meaningful stories are retold in a concise yet captivating way. Today, let's step into the world of Summer's Desire Part 1, The Bubble Mermaid. Chapter 1:4 introduces the complex relationships between Xiao Mo, Luo Xi, and Ou Chen during their high school years. Fate-filled encounters and Xiao Mo's unclear emotions lay the groundwork for future emotional conflicts. This is a deeply emotional chapter, raising questions about love, choices, and the character's growth. That young man has the devil's air about him. Even though she was only 15 years old, Yin Xia Mo remembers the first time she met Luo Xi. Having come home from school that day, Xia Mo was greeted by her dad excitedly telling her the news. "This is Luo Xi. He is going to be living with us from now on. He is the older brother." Xiao Mo's younger brother, Yin Cheng, was besides himself with excitement as he now had someone to call an older brother. Ever since Luo Xi stepped foot in their house though, all of their dad's love and attention went to him. Even going so far as to give Xiao Cheng's favored drumstick of the dinner to him. Their mom, on the other hand, was a lot more subdued about Luo Xi's presence and would always just quietly eat her dinner. Faced with her dad's overwhelming excitement, Xiao Mo reluctantly agreed to take care of Luo Xi. However, she could not resist prodding at her dad. If Luo Xi is the oldest one of the family now, shouldn't he be taking care of her and Xiao Cheng? Xiao Mo's dad then replied that Luo Xi has been through a lot of suffering in the past and so he hopes that she and Xiao Cheng will watch over him. Seeing no choice now, Xiao Mo consents. Luo Xi is met with admiration and approval in school. He is a myth. Almost every female student and teacher all fall under his spell. He is the perfect prince, with the handsomest face, graceful air, and warm personality. Regardless of whoever speaks to him, they are all met with his beautiful smile and touching grace, almost as if every single girl was a princess in her own right. However, because Luo Xi was everyone's dream, no one felt that it was right for one single person to covet him. Luo Xi belongs to everyone. And Xiao Mo belongs to Ou Chen, the young and wealthiest heir at the school, her boyfriend of 4 years. Currently studying abroad in America, Ou Chen had requested his chauffeur to accompany Xiao Mo every day to school and granted her personal use of his car. However, much to the chauffeur's dismay, Xiao Mo still prefers to walk herself all the time. At that same moment, Luo Xi is also making his way back home nearby when he is approached by a fellow female pudgy classmate. She shyly gifts him with the cookies that she made herself and declares her adoration. Luo Xi smiles warmly at her and takes the gift, taking the time to sample one and then bestowing a soft kiss on the classmate's cheek. Blushing furiously, the classmate hurriedly rushes away having now successfully completed her task. As Xiao Mo is walking slowly behind Luo Xi back home, he pauses at a trash can on the side and casually drops the box of cookies in. Taking out a handkerchief, he meticulously wipes his hands and then also throws that away. Xiao Mo is taken aback, having just seen how sweet Luo Xi had been to the girl. Luo Xi slowly turns around and looks directly at Xiao Mo, smiling devilishly, as if he had known she was watching him the entire time. The next day, that same pudgy classmate is being beaten on by a group of girls. She had foolishly told them of Luo Xi's kiss and no one had believed her. However, she refuses to change her story to save herself and is subjected to their jeers and violence. When Luo Xi happens across the beating, the pudgy classmate gratefully throws herself at his feet, clutching at him and beseeching him to tell everyone what had happened. He had kissed her. Luo Xi gently brushes her face, commenting on the fact that she's hurt. However, he's apologetic, he's never seen her before in his life, and walks away. As the pudgy classmate is left to the whims of her angry classmates, she is saved by Xiao Mo. When their anger is directed at Xiao Mo, one of the girls recognizes Xiao Mo as the girlfriend of young Master Ou Chen. Realizing that to mess with Xiao Mo would incur the wrath of Ou Chen, the girls quickly back off although their short-haired leader promises retribution later. That night at home, Xia Mo is lying on her bed, deep in thought. Outside in the hallway, she hears Xiao Cheng excitedly talking to Luo Xi, giving him an oil painting that he had made especially for him. Luo Xi takes it with his usual appreciation and compliments Xiao Cheng. However, when Xia Mo later leaves her room, she finds the painting lying in the dirty trash can. Confronting Luo Xi angrily, Xia Mo warns Luo Xi that if he doesn't watch himself carefully, she will kick him out of the house. Luo Xi laughs. Does she really think she has that ability? Xia Mo also smiles sweetly back. Does he really think he can take her on? You're on, Luo Xi promises. I will make you regret ever treating me this way. That's my problem, isn't it? Xia Mo retorts. We'll see whether or not I have any regrets after a year. Xiao Cheng's painting hangs prominently on Luo Xi's wall now, much to Xiao Cheng's delight. However, Luo Xi continues to test Xia Mo's patience. Knowing that Xia Mo was planning on using the award money that Xiao Cheng won to buy him new art supplies, Luo Xi asks Xia Mo's dad for a new guitar. Luo Xi then proceeds to incessantly play his guitar everywhere in the house. Hate me yet? Luo Xi asks cockily. You're not worth it. Xia Mo responds coolly. At school, Luo Xi continues to weave his magic on everyone. The students and all the teachers forget to breathe whenever he's around them. Until one day, his spell on them shatters with the arrival of young Master Ou Chen. Young Master's prideful airs and carefully blank expressions. People crowd around him but yet scatter to part a pathway for him. No one has the courage to speak directly to him. All watch silently as he purposefully makes his way through the crowd, only stopping once he has reached Xia Mo, taking her right hand in his. Ou Chen places a gentle kiss on the back and Xia Mo gifts him with a beauteous smile in return. Luo Xi continues to play his guitar and sing softly in the background, but if anyone were to look at him right now, they would notice that his perfection now had a tinge of evilness to it. Ou Chen goes to Xia Mo's house for dinner, eating his meal silently while the others scramble to accommodate his every move. The awkwardness of the meal is not lost on Xia Mo. When she is later alone with Ou Chen, she asks him to not come over anymore, they can hang out somewhere else, and his presence puts too much pressure on her family. Ou Chen changes the subject though and asks who is Luo Xi. Xia Mo responds simply that he is now their older brother and will be living with them. Is that why Ou Chen decided to cut his studying abroad short in America? Because he was feeling threatened? When the dark expression continues to stay on Ou Chen's face, Xia Mo flirtatiously asks for her present. Handing her a gift-wrapped box, Xia Mo opens it to find a beautiful green silk scarf. Silently taking it, Ou Chen gently ties Xia Mo's hair back. Wear this every day. Only wear your hair down in front of me. You're so bossy. You make me take your calls regardless of how late it is. You sick your chauffeur on me and now you're even telling me how to wear my hair? You are mine. As Xia Mo stares back at Ou Chen in frustration, he hesitatingly asks, unless you really do like that Luo Xi. The one I like is you. Ou Chen's heart calms down. Holding his hand out to Xia Mo, he pulls her into his embrace. The next day, Ou Chen's followers have retaliated against the short-haired girl for daring to bother the young master's girlfriend. When her own friends dare not save her and publicly go against Ou Chen, Xia Mo steps in and saves her. However, the short-haired girl again promises payback for the humiliation that she has suffered today. Xia Mo looks at her in puzzlement. Shouldn't she be grateful? Her own friends refuse to save her, choosing to watch her get beaten instead. On the other hand, she now is saving her. Is it not reasonable for her to thank her? Ou Chen's arrival has more or less affected Luo Xi's reputation at school. However, while Ou Chen is the unattainable dream, except to Yin Xia Mo, Luo Xi is the more realistic of the two. Even if they can never reach young Master Ou Chen, they can still reach Luo Xi. Until the day comes when someone from his previous foster family walks up to Luo Xi and asks him when he was released from prison. With this new information, Luo Xi's reputation is completely destroyed, and the fact that he is from an orphanage is released. People judge him to be a thief and trash. In his anger, Luo Xi starts a fight with some classmates who called his mom a prostitute. He is taken to the principal's, where he also stands trial before the faculty. In desperation, Xia Mo's dad rushes to the school, gasping out apology after another for Luo Xi's behavior and taking all responsibility upon himself. Xia Mo arrives with an anxious Xiao and quickly takes charge. She will handle everything from here now. Why don't you take Xiao back home first? Faced with a determined Xia Mo's dad leaves with Xiao. When Xia Mo is sure that they both have left, she turns and grasps Luo Xi's hand, walking out of the room with him, all traces of her trademark smile gone. When the faculty members attempt to stop her, Xia Mo questions their unprofessionalism in handling the situation. Surely, they cannot be so quick to judge a student based on rumors alone? Where is the proof stating otherwise that Luo Xi is a thief or is a delinquent? She will figure out what the situation is, and if she proves them wrong, she fully expects an apology. Xia Mo seeks out Ou Chen at his mansion, where he is still smarting from the fact that she had earlier brushed him off to save Luo Xi. Although he is aware of her waiting for him, he continues to finish his swimming laps, leisurely climbing out of the pool. Xia Mo is clearly aware of his temper and grabs a towel, efficiently drying him in quick strokes. However, when she gets to his head, she purposely roughens his hair, drying it every which way. Xia Mo admonishes Ou Chen for throwing a tantrum on her. When he continues to glare mutinously back, she asks him whether he will help her with Luo Xi or not. Again, Ou Chen asks what exact relationship Luo Xi has with Xia Mo, and she again says that Luo Xi is Xiao Cheng's favored brother. You held his hand. Xia Mo laughs and then uses Ou Chen's towel to jokingly scrub clean her hands. Is that all? Will this make up for it then? Cocking her head and smiling up at him, are you going to help me then? Ou Chen knows that he is no match for Xia Mo and had already contacted the foster family. She can meet with the mom tomorrow. Ou Chen scolds Xia Mo for taking on something that she couldn't handle herself. What if he had refused to help her? Then how was she going to take care of things? But Xia Mo is confident that Ou Chen will always help her, and he just grimaces back at her. Don't get so close to that Luo Xi. Xia Mo stares blankly back. You are mine. Xia Mo's meeting with Mrs. Song proves fruitful, who breaks down and admits that given the choice between Luo Xi and her own biological son, she had chosen her actual son. She had lied about turning Luo Xi into the cops to appease her own jealous son, but then had retracted those statements later. Secretly recording the conversation, she turns the tape over to Luo Xi for his discretion. Luo Xi had previously questioned Xia Mo's motives for helping him. Does she just pity him? If so, then she can save it. However, Xia Mo asks what right does he have to expect pity from people? She too came from an orphanage, she too was called a thief by the other kids. While her own dad seems to think the world of his biological mom, her own biological mom was truly a prostitute, so what right does he have to expect any pity at all? A few days later, Song Yamin issues a public apology for accusing Luo Xi, suffering from a guilty conscience. He had gone to the police station to investigate himself and found out that Luo Xi had never stolen anything. Much to Xia Mo's delight, the two young men seem to reconcile, and even Mrs. Song appears that moment, rushing up to hug them both. Back at the Yin household, Xiao Mo is impressed by Luo Xi withholding the tape. Had he done so, Song Min would have hated him even more. However, now he is just too ashamed to ever bother Luo Xi again. When Luo Xi questions how Xiao Ma could have been so sure that he would not publicize the tape, Xiao Mo only laughs and walks away. She pauses at Luo Xi's voice though. Using the most devil-may-care voice he can muster, Luo Xi thanks Xiao Mo, but the slight tremor gives him away. And Xiao Mo feels something move deep within her own cold heart. Xiao Qing has been stressing over a suitable birthday present to give to their mom for her 40th. In a bid to gift something new, he excitedly suggests to Xiao Mo that they compete in a local singing contest. In fact, it would be even more fun if Luo Xi participates with them. Luo Xi instantly turns him down, and although Xiao Mo is less than excited to sing in front of so many strangers, she cannot bear to disappoint Xiao Qing. Thinking to humor Xiao Qing and that the contest will be overrun with better contestants anyway, Xiao Mo is mildly horrified when they pass on to the next stage due to the fact that not many people showed up for the contest. Although Xiao Mo is not in the contest to win first place, neither does she wish to embarrass herself and Xiao Qing in public, and so increases her efforts at practicing. Luo Xi offers to help her practice, although he makes it clear that she'll owe him later. Xiao Mo takes Luo Xi up on his offer and the two practice together, with Luo Xi playing his guitar and Xiao Mo singing, Xiao Qing sometimes joining in. However, when Xiao Mo asks Luo Xi for his honest opinion of her practices, Luo Xi busts up laughing. The day of the competition. Xiao Mo is increasingly nervous as she and Xiao Qing wait for their number to be called. Although she has been practicing with Luo Xi, her stage fright seems to increase every second that she is waiting. Knowing that Xiao Qing's mood will follow hers, she desperately tries to calm herself down. The point of the singing competition is to sing well and long. Whoever can sing the longest will continue to advance. I slightly did not understand the setup of the competition here, although I do know that it is timed. When it is Xiao Mo and Xiao Qing's turn, they begin to sing Luo Xi's Black Cat song, in R&B, stretching out the time with rap. Unbeknownst to Xiao Mo and Xiao Qing, Luo Xi is also at the studio watching them, and even he is impressed by Xiao Mo's strategy. As time passes though, Xiao Mo is suddenly at a loss. She can't remember the remaining lyrics. The more she struggles to calm herself down and remember the words, the more she blanks. Just as it seems that she and Xiao Qing will have to give up though, a warm and gentle voice from the audience starts singing as he slowly makes his way to the stage. It is Luo Xi. Smiling at Xiao Mo, Luo Xi moves to stand between her and Xiao Qing, wrapping an arm around them both. As Xiao Mo leans in gratefully, drawing on Luo Xi's strength, he continues to sing, and the three finish together with the longest running time. While flipping channels at home, Ou Chen stumbles upon the competition and watches silently before deftly turning the television off. Xiao Mo is ecstatic and celebrates with Luo Xi later that night at home, the two drinking merrily while Luo Xi seems to magically produce one beer after another for her. Xiao Mo can sense herself fast becoming drunk, but she is too giddy to care, leaning heavily on Luo Xi. As the two bond over drinks and laughter, Xiao Mo realizes that Luo Xi has somehow gotten very close to her, so close that she can feel the breath from his lips on her own. Luo Xi himself is not quite sure of what he is feeling, just that he has never realized how warm Xiao Mo was until this night. Leaning closer and closer to her, Luo Xi's lips are about to meet Xiao Mo's, until she passes out and falls asleep on him. The days go by so fast. Xiao Mo, Luo Xi and Xiao Qing now arrive and depart school together every day, the three spending much of their time together. Ou Chen has become more withdrawn from Xiao Mo, and although she knows that he is smarting from her contest participation with Luo Xi, she cannot bring him out of his mood. Ou Chen tells Xiao Mo that he will be going to France for a month and not to worry, he will bring her back a gift. Xiao Mo's dad stumbles home in a panic the next day. Luo Xi can no longer live with them. Xiao Mo instantly asks if it is Ou Chen's doing, and Xiao Mo's dad cannot respond. he has this job because Xiao Mo had asked Ou Chen for it. Realizing her error in letting Ou Chen stew about her relationship with Luo Xi, Xiao Mo contacts Ou Chen. Although she cannot change Ou Chen's mind about Luo Xi, the very least she can do is make sure that Luo Xi will not have to go back to the orphanage. Xiao Mo accompanies Luo Xi to the airport, where he will be studying abroad in England. Luo Xi bitterly remarks how nice it is that garbage like him gets such a generous donation from Xiao Mo and young master Ou Chen. Xiao Mo is sincere but not apologetic. She cannot let her dad be fired and she will do anything it takes to protect her family. Luo Xi asks Xiao Mo if she has fallen for him. If not, why would Ou Chen go to such lengths to get rid of him? Xiao Mo tells Luo Xi to become stronger, and then return and prove to those who have hurt him that he is better than them. And then she will truly not have any regrets. Luo Xi promises Xiao Mo that he will return, and to tell Ou Chen that he will pay him back doublefold everything that he fears today. Seeing the intense look in Luo Xi's eyes, Xiao Mo involuntarily takes a step back, and Luo Xi pulls Xiao Mo in and kisses her deeply. That's the end of chapters 1 to 4. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to D2P, the channel for those too lazy to watch or read for the next exciting chapters. Stay tuned for more stories.